Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame. Y'all, I don't have time. It's too much. Y'all, so as you can see by the title, I'm about to talk about this little Lifetime, I guess, docu-series or whatever they want to call it, documentary or I don't know, whatever they want to call it that's been going on. And I've seen two installments. And yeah, I thought it said it was three parts. And my friend texted me earlier today and said something about two more are supposed to come out like tonight or something. I'm like, what you mean? I thought it was just three anyway. Y'all, so anyway, I was watching something that was and or is closely related to this whole situation. It's a YouTuber who is pretty popular and she usually gets a lot of information from people who trust her and or they know that she's going to get the word out. So they contact her and they're willing to, throw information at her, knowing that she's going to, if she, so chooses to do so, she's gonna give us the information and let us know what's going on. So yeah, I was watching her and I was like, I know I'm supposed to be watching something. Of course, I'm supposed to be watching Surviving R. Kelly, y'all. So anyway, I ended up watching it, the first part, like at 11:30 last night. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Y'all, I had a long day. Lord. And it's raining. Oh gosh, all I want to do is sleep. I love rain. Some of the best sleeping weather. Anyway, y'all, I was tired. So, y'all, I watched that foolishness. And I was tired in my spirit, as I already knew I would be. And I just can't. I don't understand how. Okay, this is the thing. I already knew about the the things that happened to him when he was a child. The things that I'm referring to when I say the things. Um, him getting molested and all that stuff by his, from what we were told, what I was told recently by that same YouTuber that I mentioned earlier, the brother, was it his younger brother? His younger brother, I think, got on her show and informed us all that it was their sister. Now I don't know if they have multiple sisters. I just know it's brothers, several brothers, but I don't know if it's just one sister or what. But apparently she did stuff to him and that brother. I think his name is Carrie, Kelly, or something like that. Carrie Kelly. I don't know. I might be saying his name wrong, but anyway, y'all. So I'm tired. He went on that show and was telling us all the different information that had been going on. And, like I said, I already knew a lot of that stuff anyway. I just didn't know about the sister. I'd heard that he'd had an interview and said something about what happened to him, but he never specified who it was. He just said it was a family member. Y'all, so I was just like, Lord, don't nobody have time for this foolishness. It's too much. So
Please tap the allow button to continue.
Lord, I keep trying to do things on my phone and I have random stuff pop up and try to prevent me from doing it. But anyway, I am trying to make sure I don't leave anything out, y'all. So several women, well, people who are women now, have come forward and have been speaking on this situation, which is R. Kelly. Everything is surrounding him. Y'all know he got off and was acquitted of all things that happened before, and y'all, it's just too much. I'm tired. So people are really sitting up here in their feelings. Like when I tell y'all that I had people all up and down my timeline, either on one side or the other, when there's really only one side to be on, and that's the side of right. Why would you sit up here knowing that this man has done all the things he's done, but you're just saying, y'all need to leave R. Kelly alone. You need to leave him alone. How dare you? And I'm just like, and see, that's the thing. It's crazy because, like I said, I'd forgotten that this was gonna come back. Well, was gonna come on, and I was gonna watch it, and as I did, I watched it, and it was this first part was what I already expected it to be. I had a few things that made me be like, just a little bit, but I mean, it kind of wasn't surprising, but it was just like for it to be said, to actually be mentioned, and I was just like, wow. So, yeah. So, I think it was last week or the week before last, I went out with one of my friends who I hadn't been out with in a few months. We don't work together anymore, and it's a struggle to meet up. So we finally were able to meet up, and we were supposed to have been left. And we are literally outside of the place where we met up to eat and have a drink and all this other stuff. And I don't even remember how the subject came up, but we were talking about R. Kelly. And she was saying, I still have his music. And, she basically said that she doesn't support what he did, meaning what he did to these underage girls, but she loves his music. And I've always said to people, I love his music. He has an amazing voice. His voice is still really, really high up there. It's amazing still. He's still hitting all those notes and then some. Y'all, it's just hard. Like once I really, I became an adult and all this stuff that I grew up listening to, and I grew into the lyrics, so to speak, because I actually was out there and I knew what these things now meant. To me, I'm like, oh, okay, now I know what they mean. Okay, whatever. Instead of just repeating it, y'all, I got to a point where I said it's going to be hard, but I'm going to just delete his music. So, excuse me. So I deleted all of his songs, and, my friend, she still has all of his music, and it's just, what I'm saying? I'm never going to try to take away the fact that he is an amazing singer. My problem is you preyed on children. You were a celebrity. You used your celebrity knowing that most, if not all of these young ladies were out here trying to get to somewhat of a level that you were on because they either could sing, they could dance, whatever the situation was. So it was just, y'all, it was just disheartening just to see these young ladies, their reaction to meeting him. And he literally, y'all, I was done. Look, one part happened where his old music teacher, apparently she taught a lot of well-known singers and rappers, y'all. This woman said that, he was an amazing student and all this other stuff, and then it got to a point where she basically knew something was off because the way that he would word things, it was inappropriate, and so she had to tell him that he couldn't speak that way at school, and all this stuff this was inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? And it had gotten to a point, y'all, I'm tired. This is where I was like, you know what, I'm all the way done. Sir, you dropped out your senior year of high school. Okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? I understand to a certain extent because like I said before in my more recent video where I was talking about my ex, I was about to drop out and I was literally a senior, but I had actually been going through stuff. He didn't go through nothing. What happened was he ended up winning this contest where he got $100,000 or something. Him and some group, they got $100,000 because they won it, and it everything went to his head. And he started, continuing to make music and all this other stuff, and people started to realize his talent. Anybody who didn't know him before that, they were flocking to him, and they wanted to sign him, and they wanted anything there was to do with him. So he won this and everything went to his head, and then he started blowing up pretty fast after that, y'all. Cool. All right. So you go sit up here and drop out of high school in your senior year. You can't hardly read, you can't hardly write, and you had the nerve to sit up here and go to school after you're not in school anymore. You're of the age where you could drop out and they can't say nothing to your mama or whoever your guardian is and all this other stuff. You just sat up here and set it all the way off, and you go to the schoolhouse. He goes down to the schoolhouse, y'all, and every time he went down there, he would leave with at least one little girl. And there were people all around him before he got all the way famous and after he got famous, whether they were related to him or not, who saw all these things happening and did nothing. It turned a blind eye to it. So I'm sorry, all of y'all, every single last one of y'all are at fault as well. Even though y'all weren't the ones over there peeing on folks and having sex with extreme minors. I'm sorry, all of y'all are at fault. I don't care what you say. Y'all, I was done. So he's sitting up here going to the school. He would go to a specific, like McDonald's, where he knew that that was the local hangout for like these little girls and stuff. They would go and hang out with their friends. And he would literally leave there with at least a girl whenever he would go. There are videos of him where he would say, yeah, y'all, I'm about to go to McDonald's, blah, 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 and all this other stuff. Like, he really would go down to McDonald's and pick up girls, little girls. And he was all of 20-something at that time. And it's like, go your old behind somewhere and sit down. Go your old behind somewhere and sit down. Now, I mean, it's like I'm saying that in this video, and y'all would probably say, okay, you're contradicting yourself, because whether y'all know it or not, for me, I have had a preference of older men. Now, I have dealt with guys who, when I was 20, I've dealt with guys like dated, or, you know, I entertained dating, literally like going somewhere, we go eat, and that's it, and we talk on the phone. Not, you know, necessarily connected to sex as well. But anyway, I would date guys. I'm literally 20 years old, between 20 and 25, when I was at ASU. And I would go out on dates with guys who were between it would range from my age up to like 40. So, I mean, I don't know what that was. I didn't have daddy issues. I've never had daddy issues. I'm a daddy's girl. So, I mean, that's just what my actual preference was. And, I mean, things change. So, y'all, I ain't gonna go into that part yet. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try not to be too long, y'all. I'm gonna wait on that part when it comes down to preferences. Let me just say that, y'all. So anyway, I was already done. The teacher done read and fulfilled. This woman, when they're doing this interview with this woman is in a wheelchair. She look old and mature. This woman got to be 70 or 80 some years old. Got to be, maybe even 90 something. They interviewing this woman and she reading all the way down. Y'all got to see. I don't even want to go. I was just like, man, you better read. She was reading him. Y'all, anyway, tell me why they were discussing Aaliyah and his situation when he was dealing with her. And I knew it. Y'all, I don't remember if I saw the actual recording or if I saw a clip from somewhere not long after it happened. But it was one time he went on a show. It was him and Aaliyah, and they came on there and they were dressed identical from head to toe. And when I saw them walk in, I was like, what is this about? What in the world? What is this about? Because the only people I ever saw in my life who dressed alike like that, they were twins or they were in a relationship. So I was like, what is going on? I was very confused because in my mind, I'm just like, neither of those are the case. So what is going on? Y'all, them people sitting up there questioning them, asking them, you know, questions like, are y'all a couple? And apparently every time they answered, everything was everything but what was asked. They answered any way that wasn't what they needed to say. And I was just like, y'all doing the most. Like, y'all look guilty. Like, it was, y'all, I can't. And I heard, I heard that when Aaliyah was dealing with R. Kelly, some stuff went down, and when the annulment and all that stuff was going down, her family, namely her mother and I guess the uncle who was his manager at one point in time, they ended up taking his publishing rights. And so that's why when we hear that song that he did recently, it was like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I admit it. Like, what? What have you go so bad? And so I had to listen to that song when it first came out. I was like, okay, let me listen to this foolishness because I got to be able to say I at least heard it so I can hear to see if this fool is going to admit to the stupidity that he's done at all, like any of it. And he did the most. And I kind of feel like a lot of the walls have been closing in on him. And now he's like, well, dang, I'm probably finna be like Bill Cosby. And I'm going to go through a lot of ups and downs. And eventually they're going to go ahead and get me. And it's going to be over for me. Y'all, so anyway, I was tired. Y'all, when it comes to Aaliyah, tell me why this man sat up here, not R. Kelly, one of his bodyguards or whoever it was, sat up here and everybody, y'all, almost everybody who came on the screen that had something to do with Aaliyah or anything that has basically ruined the lives of these young girls, and they saw these situations unfold and they ain't say nothing, they just looked at him like, and that was it. If they really even did that, because that's what they're saying they did. All these people look so like, yeah, I did this. Like this one dude got on there and he was like, yeah, Aaliyah was this age at the time when they was gonna get married, but I forged some paperwork for him. Y'all, I was just like, I'm gonna need for you not to look to the side. Like the way he was looking, it's like every time he'll say something, he'll finish it, he'll look like he just looked like, Lord, I'm about to incriminate myself some more. Or I don't know if it's a statute of limitations on that, because he might go to jail behind that. He was forging paperwork, something terrible, trying to make it seem like she was of age when she wasn't. Talking about she was 18 when she was like 15 or something, however old she was, y'all. Y'all, he did the most. He forged paperwork, and one of these guys who was like some friend or whatever, his voice reminds me of, what's his name, Dr. Jeff or whatever. And they look like kind of similar, like they might be brothers or something. Y'all, he was on there, like every time he said something, he was just looking like he was tired all the way deep down in his soul. He was like, yeah, one day I went to this party that he threw, and I went down to the little studio. Apparently, wherever he was at that time, it had a studio. So he went downstairs to the studio, and he had his hand on some girl's booty, and you could look at the girl and tell that she was not of any age range, anywhere near close to an age range that he needed to have been talking to. Like he said, you could just look at the girl and you just knew she was like a child. So it is like, y'all gotta see these people's reactions. I was just like, y'all, I was tired. I was just like, oh my gosh, y'all. Anyway, y'all, I got to fast forward to the second part. Y'all, let me take this off. I was so tired. Y'all, the second part came on. Eventually, they started showing his wife, ex-wife, Andrea Kelly. Now, I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't even know he was married until I saw Hollywood Exes. And I was just like, Because every time I saw an award show, I ain't never see her. I ain't never see her when he got all these Grammys and things he got. I ain't never seen him thank no wife. I ain't never seen none of this stuff pop off. So I was confused. I'm like, where this woman come from? I'm thinking, okay, maybe this was some, let me marry her for fun and then we get it annulled. No, they together. He proposed to her. They have kids and some more. So I'm looking like, what is going on with this, y'all? So anyway, fast forward to this interview or whatever you want to say this is on this Surviving R. Kelly mess. Y'all, I was tired. So I was just like, okay. She was a dancer, is a dancer. Y'all, I think that she is one of the most amazing dancers I've ever seen in my life. And her body is everything. And I just be like, how you keep your booty like that? How you keep your booty like that at all times, man? Like I have always, I have a video that I am contemplating coming out with, where I am going to be discussing basically situations where things have been said or have happened or whatever, and people automatically thought, oh, well, you must be gay, you must be a lesbian, you must be bi, which I'm none of those things, y'all. But anyway, I digress. If I do that video, I'll share more of that, y'all. But anyway, I always want to know, dang, Andrea, how you get your booty to stay like that? I live for a nice booty. Like, her booty is goals. Don't care what nobody say. Anyway, so she was an amazing dancer. She was his backup dancer, and she was 19 when they met. And, you know, they seemed like they had this nice love story. Well, it was crazy because when they would flash to the other people in their little confessionals discussing all this, they were looking like, I ain't understand what was going on. They ain't look like they were supposed to be together. She was completely different from anybody that he had ever dealt with before, and I just didn't understand what was going on. I was just like, oh my gosh. And then, like, it's crazy because I don't know if what she described to us is what the situation actually was, because I've seen pictures of them together and they look so happy. And when she did her, I guess, entrance interview or whatever you want to say it is, she was saying that, you know, she met him and, you know, they became close and all this other stuff. She felt a connection and he was open to her and he let his walls down and he allowed himself to be vulnerable with her. And, you know, he even admitted that he couldn't read and write and all this other stuff that well. And so, you know, it was just a likability about him where you basically, you could not help but to, you know, be drawn to him and be attracted to him even more than you normally would be because of whatever you thought you liked about him anyway. So, y'all, and then it just got to a point, y'all. Sparkle came on the screen, y'all. I was tired. I already was looking screw faced when she came, before she was going to come on the screen, because I was like, I think she's going to pop up on this one, and I'm going to be looking at her sideways. She did pop up on this one, and I was tired. Y'all, I can't do it. Sparkle is fired. Sparkle got to go. I don't care if she has vocals or not. Apparently, it don't matter because from what I know, she ain't really doing nothing like that nowadays. Y'all, okay, so I'm sorry. It's just so many things, so many moving pieces, so many, y'all, it's just bomb after bomb after bomb going off just on that second part. I was so tired, y'all. I was just like, can I recover from what just happened a second ago before y'all drop some more random stuff? Y'all, so anyway, apparently a running thing with R. Kelly is he is a control freak. And that is all areas. No matter what you're talking about, he is a control freak. One of the women who he had gotten with, girls, he had gotten with, he, you know, did what he always does. He charmed them. And then eventually the real him surfaced. And so it got to a point where he had to tell you when you go into the bathroom, when you can eat. You can't have eye contact with nobody. Even if somebody come in the room and speak to everybody and they speak to you, you got to look. He says you have a problem if you decide that you want to look at them and address them. So this one girl, you know, she thought it was cool to, you know, address this one particular person that came by. And he was like, I don't care. You don't talk to them. You look forward and all this other stuff. People getting reprimanded for talking and saying hello to somebody. Like, what do you mean? And then I was tired. One day, Sparkle said that she was like watching a Bulls game with R. Kelly and some other people, and she basically was like always the only girl that was around. And so she kept hearing her knocking, and you know, looked around at R. Kelly. He didn't move, he didn't flinch. It was like nothing was going on. And so Sparkle said she got to the point where she was like, Robert, you don't hear that? She was like, somebody knocking. And so he was like, yeah. So then Andrea, his wife at the time, peeks her head in and is like, yeah, so I was just wondering if it was okay if I come down and, you know, get me something to eat. So I guess because company was around, or certain company was around, it was like, yeah, sure, come on down and get something to eat. What you mean? What you mean? I gotta ask you if I could come down and participate in an activity like this. First of all, why we can't watch the game together? My thing is this, whether I like a sport or not, I don't mind being there, or I should be able to at least partake in some of the food that's going on. What's going on? I mean, apparently he had like a nice spread and everything, and she had to ask him if she can come down there and get something to eat. What you mean? I'm tired, yo. And you know, it like I said, okay, a lot of us didn't. I know I didn't know. Apparently, all of his songs have something to do with everything that he has done or situations that have occurred that still has had something to do with him. Y'all, tell me why I didn't know that song that I guess he wrote it for Michael Jackson. That song we said "You Are Not Alone." Yeah, that song was about one of his little young girls who he got pregnant, and she felt hopeless and all this other stuff. But the reason why that song was created was because of the situation that was going on with her. He had been screwing her and all this other stuff. Y'all, it was too much. It was just too much. I was just like, I don't understand. Every time I looked up, everybody that was getting up there talking, just about everybody got pregnant by him. I'm like, what is going on? And then, like, when he got, apparently, allegedly, I guess I want to say allegedly, I don't know if it was true or not. Apparently, he got Aaliyah pregnant, and he gonna call her brother, who was his bodyguard and friend and all this other stuff, and he was the one who, wait a minute, that was either Andrea's brother or somebody else. Anyway, somebody else affiliated with him. He ended up telling them, you know, what the situation was with Aaliyah. And so he was like, wow. This is my thing. This is how I know R. Kelly is trash. How you gonna sit up here and be like, you sit up here and impregnate these people and have all these wild sexcapades going on, impregnate everybody that you screw, and then when they get pregnant, he sat up here and told people, well, Aaliyah's in trouble. I can't, y'all don't understand. I know back in the day, people used to always say that, you know, somebody was in trouble, meaning that a girl was pregnant. And that's what he said. And I was just like, I'm done. I am so done if you don't get somewhere. So apparently he went and had that fixed if she didn't lose it, y'all. The other girl who was pregnant on here, she ended up losing the baby, hallelujah. I know I'm wrong. I mean, a child is a child, but don't nobody need, I'd probably kill myself if I grew up and found out that my daddy was R. Kelly. I can't do it. It's just too much. Like, I ain't here for it. Y'all, then, you know, the information, all the stuff that, you know, was going on with Sparkle and her introducing her very young cousin to R. Kelly. I was so tired, y'all. And I had heard bits and pieces, but I didn't know all these specifics. Like, you know, the cousin was like 12 years old when she first met him, when she first introduced her. And I'm like, this is stupid to me. This is why I want to backhand Sparkle. Sparkle said in the previous segment that she could look at R. Kelly and she knew he was a control freak. He could not be trusted, all this other stuff. And she actually witnessed him doing those things to Andrea, where he was telling her when she could use the bathroom, when she could eat, if she could eat, when she could go to bed, when she could get up, all this other stuff. And he actually tried to, the reason why she even started realizing that this was a controlling situation initially was because for some reason he has a system. R. Kelly's system is, I have dancers, I have singers, background singers, I have all these moving parts. None of them are to speak to one another, interact with one another, no bandmates, no nobody. So everybody had to walk in single file line. You can't talk to nobody else at the venue. Even if it's a completely different organization, you can't talk to nobody. You just have to come in and work and go home. And then, you know, the only time that these people, these underage girls could associate with other girls or anybody else was if they were in the room with him having sex with him. That was the only time they could communicate with one another and actually speak. He would sit up there and have threesomes with whoever the main girl at the time would be that wasn't the wife being included, and another minor, and he would videotape them. Like he actually had moments where he was videotaping them. Apparently that was just his thing. And one of the girls, she said that one day when he was introducing all this video recording and all this stuff, she wasn't here for it. She saw him pull out the tripod, and like he did the most. And apparently he sat up there and he wanted to direct throughout the whole thing. And he gonna lie to her and say, well, I want to try something new. This is something that will only have done with you. This will be my first time doing it with you. He sat up here and got somebody who he said was like a next door neighbor, some underage child, somebody that was younger than that particular girl at the time. You're gonna sit up there, have them do threesome, doing all kinds of random stuff with them, and video record them. Now, keep in mind, R. Kelly this whole time is sitting up there having to direct his main girl, and he doesn't have to direct the other girl at all. So the girl was like, in her mind, in the back of her mind, she looking like, okay, he's directing me on what I need to do, but he's not even offering any direction to her. She apparently is just doing things that he actually likes because she is already accustomed to this. She ain't new to this. She true to it. So come on, y'all. I was just like, look, I'm so tired. Y'all, look, y'all. I gotta hit this for this next part because I'm tired. Y'all, R. Kelly's older brother, he needs to be up under the jail that he is already incarcerated in. That's where he need to be. I ain't gonna lie, I don't care what nobody say. I feel like he was one of the biggest problems. He is one of the main things that created the monster that is R. Kelly. So I'm just like, what is really going on? This bastard was sitting, y'all, I'm sorry, I can't. Well, y'all, I had to keep pausing it. I was just so tired. He gonna sit up there, one of the little parts when they would talk to him. Now keep in mind, he's incarcerated this whole time while they doing his little interviewing parts, his little, what I call them, I can't even think of what I call it when I'm talking about a review. Y'all, they talking to him. One of the little parts, he says something about, we all have preferences. My preference is I like older women. You know what I'm saying? And he basically was condoning R. Kelly liking little girls because he's trying to say we all have preferences. And that just so happened to be his preference. And I'm just like, if you don't get somewhere and sit down, get somewhere and sit down. And I'm sorry, y'all. His brother looked like a whole child molester, stalker, and everything else in between. I want to know what he in there for. And if it's public record, I don't know what it is because I don't care enough about his family like that to know off rip because I don't remember nobody saying it. But anyway, he in jail right now. And I'm like, I wonder what you did. What was you out here stealing sex from somebody? Like, he really do look like he would walk up on somebody and be like, I want it and I'm finna get it. Like, he really do look like a stalker. He really do look like a child predator. So it makes sense that R. Kelly is the way he is. Outside of what happened to him from his sister. His brother was egging all that on. My thing is this. He younger than you. He looking up to you. My siblings looked up to me because I'm the oldest. So naturally, I'm pretty sure that R. Kelly looked up to him and saw the way he reacted to everything and was like, this is the way it's supposed to be. And he over here, oh my God, y'all, when I tell y'all I can't do it, I cannot do it. His brother is trash. His brother is canceled. R. Kelly canceled. All of them canceled. I'm sorry. Carrie is just about canceled too. I don't know. He's straddling the fence if he ain't already canceled, y'all. I don't know. But his brother, his older brother, that one that's in jail, he definitely is canceled, y'all. I cannot do it at all. Y'all. And I don't know if y'all have ever heard about this, but I have. I don't know if it's alleged or not, but I'm going to say allegedly just to cover myself. So allegedly, going back to Aaliyah for a moment. Allegedly, Aaliyah and her mama was screwing R. Kelly together. Like threesome. How many times, I don't know. Her mama would say, I was always with Aaliyah and all this other stuff. That makes no sense. Because, like, if you were always with her, how was she able to get married and all this stuff? And you literally weren't there. So, you're a liar. Oh, okay. All right. Y'all, I can't. And then, like, one of the other girls that was on there, she said that, when she first started dealing with R. Kelly She initially actually was supposed to come and spend time with one of her friends, which is somebody who he was already screwing, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all correct me. Let me know if I'm wrong. Y'all can put that down in the comment section, because y'all, it was just so much going on, got my head swimming. But anyway, she was supposed to come around wherever he was, because he was going to be gone or something, and she was supposed to keep her friend company. Well, R. Kelly ended up sending one of his brothers or somebody that's affiliated, that was a part of his what they call it, camp, over to her, and was like, Robert wants to speak to you, and ended up giving him the number, all this other stuff. She ended up being one of the ones that he was screwing and dealing with on a regular basis, and it had got to a point where I think he was visiting somewhere, and he said to her, I want you to come to Chicago. She had to go home and ask her mama, and she said that she feels like her mother knew that she was gonna go anyway, so she just basically just let her go. Ain't no way, I'm sorry. Especially if I'm underage, my parents ain't let me go nowhere, y'all. And then it's another part that happened, and I was tired. Y'all tell me why. Going back to Sparkle's cousin. Apparently, Sparkle's cousin was 12 when she first introduced her to him. She was supposed to be like the female version of Bow Wow. And y'all know how successful Bow Wow was when he was growing up. And in the rap game. This girl was a rapper and all this other stuff too. I don't know who she is, y'all. I don't know if they ever released what her name was. I never bothered to look it up. Y'all, anyway, tell me why they started screwing. It had gotten to a point where she said, she tried to say the reason why she brought her cousin around was because of her affiliation and trying to be in the rap game or whatever. And she was like really, really good at what she was doing. And people really wanted her. She was bringing her around and having her in the studio so that she could learn the ropes as far as that was concerned. And so she ended up beating R. Kelly. And she said that he was kind of going to be a mentor towards her as well. But when she would be in the booth, she would be on the sofa. And so she would keep a close eye on her in the booth to make sure that he wasn't trying nothing with her. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't care. Ma'am, you ain't finna sit up here and tell me that you gonna keep an eye on somebody from in a booth. First of all, if I gotta do all that, I don't need to be around you myself, let alone an underage child. So what makes you think that it was cool for you to sit up here and just have your cousin around her? Then, y'all, as the girl continued to get older and older, one day this girl came to the studio, was already there. Her cousin didn't even bring her. So she said she was walking through the studio or wherever she was walking, and then she looked, she was like, what you doing here, to her cousin? And she was like, oh, Robert is having this Christmas party at his house or someplace he was going to have it, and there's going to be other kids there around her age, and she was going to go. Huh? Who? Keep in mind, y'all, if I'm not mistaken, R. Kelly was a good 30 plus years old at this time. And that girl was 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on now, sir. Who is having a Christmas party at their house and you grown and everybody else's kids? You doing the most. Like, y'all, that whole situation tore my nerves up. Sparkle is canceled. I can't do it. Like, you need to just go. You need to just stop. And then every now and again, she would try to have the theatrics going and try to throw a tear here and a tear there and there. And I'm just like, I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you. Because you knew what he was. And then she even had the nerve to sit up there and say, well, I know him. I know how he is. I would never be that woman. I'm not that girl. Basically trying to say that she would never let him run her. The way he saw that he was making other people, how he was running all these other people. And she said once she realized how he was moving with him, trying to tell people, don't talk to her. His basically the same way he always is. He running literally everybody around him. And he hadn't gotten to her yet, I guess. But she was like, he can't do that to me. He can't run me, whatever. And so she said once she realized that he was trying to run people, she said she would sit up there and basically make people speak to her, be like, hey, how you doing? And like do it in a way to irritate him. But she didn't know she was poking the bear. She said she didn't know that, the real aura was about to come out. And I'm just like, I'm so tired. Y'all, I'm so tired. Y'all, I can't do it. Y'all, but anyway. It was nice talking with y'all. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Friday. And y'all, if y'all haven't seen it, go ahead and go watch Surviving R. Kelly because it was doing the most. It got more installments coming, but y'all, I'm tired. Anyway, I'll see y'all on the next one.